Good evening and welcome to What's Your Story? I am your host, James Ransom Reed Jr. This is part 2 of an interview we had with my very special guest, Danielle Myers-Frierson. She came to tell and share her life and her story with you in the hopes that something she might say might inspire you to overcome the challenges that we all face in life. She's courageous, she's intelligent, she's gifted, and she is here for part 2 of this wonderful interview. Danielle, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, now let's get right to it. You have been open about your emotional and anxiety issues. Mm-hmm. What impact has that had on you?
I think being very open about it, sometimes people probably judge you, even though they say that they don't. But
what do you mean by that, Danielle? The people judge you? Because if you have an emotional or an anxiety issue, people think what? Where are you going with that?
Specifically in our culture, it's been taboo for us.
For us to do what?
To seek therapy.
To seek mental help.
Right.
Right, because it's a sign of weakness.
Right.
And our culture does not encourage,
right.
And by our culture, you're talking African-American culture.
Yes, or those of the African diaspora.
Or those of the diaspora, yes.
Yes.
So the idea that something could be wrong emotionally or mentally is anathema. People don't want to even go there.
Right.
So that's the first stigma you face.
Particularly the Black woman.
Really?
Right, because she has on 2 capes, right? That of being a woman and that of being of brown or Black culture.
Okay.
There's so many layers in that, especially in our communities. We're supposed to be strong. We're supposed to hold it together. We're supposed to keep the family together. We're supposed to maintain everything. So if I admit that I'm not okay in this moment, what does that mean for me? Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. So I try to be open, and those closest to me say that I say too much or share too much. And I think I am. I'm going to learn how to walk that a bit more better. But I think it's important to me and to my work to be a person of integrity. And I think that's why so many people are drawn to me and talk to me even when I don't want to talk. People feel comfortable enough to share space with me no matter where they are. So I think that's both my superpower and my Achilles heel or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's Achilles, you're right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what is it like when can you feel yourself? I guess a better question is, when did you start feeling the anxiousness and the anxiety?
The anxiousness and the anxiety so when it started manifesting like in my body was COVID. Was when COVID first started.
Oh, okay.
I found myself having panic attacks in my car while driving. So I would have to pull over and breathe because I was also an asthmatic. So I had to slow down and breathe through whatever I was experiencing. That was literally the first time. Yeah.
And how does it take hold of you, and how do you get it to let go? Or do you get medication? Do you have treatment? What do you do in order to deal with it?
Right.
You have to deal with it. Mm-hmm. So what do you do? How have you been able to deal with it? And please be as honest as you can with our audience because they need to know that. Right.
So when everything first started to happen, I threw myself further into work, right? Like I was getting my master's at the time. And then I also started I'm a Taurus, so I like the finer things. I like to pamper myself.
Is that the bull?
Hey, I'm on the cusp, so we don't know right now. But I'd like to, I had a garden tub. I'm blessed, guys, so I can't complain about my life. Like, I really should not complain. But I had a garden tub, and I like to take baths, bubble baths, and I started to create oils and things of that nature. And I would like pamper myself and dive into self-care. Now I am in therapy. I've been in therapy since last April, and I've been exploring like my childhood, things that, probably happened that should not have happened, but processing through that and I try to be reflective. I try to write. I also have a plant collection, a mean plant collection.
Okay.
And also I paint. So that is another way that I try to move the trauma out of my body.
Is it working?
Yes, I need to paint more.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you're in therapy, is it a specific period of time, or is it ongoing, or does it happen at certain periods when there's more stress in your life? You know, being a parent, being the provider, looking at the state of the world, the culture, looking at the madness all around you. You know, it's a wonder that everybody isn't in therapy as you look at this world that we live in. Would you agree with that?
I would, but I think everybody needs therapy, and it's okay. It is okay. Like, get a good health plan, and you'll be fine, because healthcare providers are now, you know, providing those services. So if you can get it anywhere, and a lot of times, like, I think post-COVID, some of the things are still free. So if you have any of those connections, I would encourage anyone to seek therapy. It's important to process the things that, you know, you feel that you're not being honored by or with in your regular circles. Like, it's okay to ask for advice or to see if you're okay. So, yeah.
Have you actually had people say to you, suck it up, come on?
Yeah, my mama and my daddy. Yes, every day, yes. Yeah, but it's okay to be honored. Like, everybody just wants to feel loved and to feel understood. And I think that's, if you're unable to find it at home or with the people that you feel like you should, that doesn't mean that they don't love you. That just means that they're unable to align with you on that specific
They don't
thing.
understand.
Right, and that's okay. So it's okay to journey in your life and find others that do and that are in alignment with you and your views.
When did you first believe or try therapy? When did you say to yourself, I got to do something?
I mean, for me, like I told you, like, I'm a Taurus. Like, we like to be understood and to talk things out. I think I've been in therapy, not knowing I've been in therapy, since I was a student at Annie Fisher, when the first friends of that school came out and taught us how to meditate. So since kindergarten, probably. But as an adult, seeing my therapist at the Village of Family and Children as of last year.
When I spoke to you prior to this interview, you told me, and I quote, I've been saved. I'm a very spiritual person.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I was saved at 16 years old. I went to Mount Moriah Baptist Church when I was in high school.
Explain to the audience what it means to be saved. They may not know.
Well, being saved is when you accept Christ as your Lord and Savior. But I don't want to get into that right now, because I'm still making more decisions for myself as an adult as well. And my mother made sure that I studied a lot of different religions, because she had such an amazing team of people around her that they would take me and I would go and learn. But I know that I prayed to Christ, and I know that that is a way that I got through undergraduate, because I don't know how I would have did it if I didn't, but that's my belief. So I don't want to force my beliefs on anyone, but I could just tell you how I got to where I got. And yeah, it's you accepting that there are teachers and beings higher than you that created us. And that's what that means. Having faith in something more than yourself. Right.
How about that phrase?
Yes.
Having faith in something more than your pitiful little self. Yes. Right? Absolutely.
Yes, but also honoring he who is within you. So, yes.
You say you would be lost without that.
I would. Yeah.
How did it make you feel when you got saved?
I felt new.
A new person had emerged.
Yes.
Still true today?
Absolutely, every day. Every day I wake up.
It's a new day.
Every day.
And nothing can separate you from the love of Christ, right?
I'm not getting into that right now. Yes.
Well, I just told you. I just shared that with you.
Yeah.
Now, you have children, right?
I do.
How many children do you have?
I have 3. I have twin boys, Mason and Micah, they're 10. And my daughter, Mackenzie, she's 3, about to be 4.
Describe your children to me. What are their personalities like?
My children are replicas of myself and my partner, Martin. They are so smart, so inquisitive, so kind, and they're the best parts of us.
What about your daughter? Is she like, does she rule the roost?
She does. She's the boss.
What are their birth signs? Do you know?
My sons are Capricorn.
Capricorns. What is that? What month is that?
That's January.
January.
Yep.
And your daughter?
She is Aries.
Aries.
Yes. Super fire. Super she is me times 1,000. And even when she's at the farm, Mrs. Kelly and the team are like, here comes the next CEO. So she's going to be amazing.
She's going to be amazing.
Yeah, she's going to know how to really ride horses. So
how has being a mother changed you? Or did it?
It definitely changed me. It made me, I guess, softer because I was and could have been a town boy. But it definitely, having my sons, it changed the way that I ate, and really after my daughter, like the way that I eat food. I don't, I think I need to go away from meat and more so like veggies and fruits. It made me see that it's like, again, like it's more than just me. Like it's given me the ultimate job of just being able to pour into another human being that I help to create. So, and again, like I like to teach my children that they are the light of the world. Like you don't treat others any other way than you would want to be treated. You show them that there is still kindness in the world, and that you seek to just put that out there. And if you get something else, just understand that it may not even be about you, but just try to make whatever situation and any space that you move in better than when you left it. So that's what I'm trying to teach. So yeah.
Consider this. It may be difficult to answer, but what do you think your children think of you as a mother?
They probably hate me.
Why?
Because that's usually just how children are with their parents, usually, But no, I think my children love me. And I think I probably get on their nerves by, trying to drill into them.
By insisting. Yeah.
But I think one day, like, just like I am, I'll understand they'll understand what it's all for. And hopefully when they get to be my age, they're light speed ahead. I think that's always the journey and the forethought of the parent, or at least what the parent should be thinking.
What's it mean to you to be a Black woman? What does that mean?
Oh, heavy as the crown. Heavy as the crown. And I think it's because we put so much on ourselves. To be a Black woman means to be beautiful, to be super intelligent, always attaining more knowledge, not only of self, but for our communities, and knowing that we are the pillar of our communities, and that it's important for us to pour into our children, our young men, our men, and we have to really pour into ourselves so that we can continue to give in the way that we have. And I think a lot of that comes in recognizing our power.
And your power specifically is?
I can't tell you that.
Okay, you can't let that female secret out of the bag, right? Okay, all right, okay. Now you got boys.
Yes.
And I had boys.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried every minute of the day as they grew up.
Yeah.
In Hartford, going to Hartford schools. I was
Why?
always worried.
Why?
Because they were Black young men, and I knew that they would be subject to a culture and a society that already had a negative view of them simply because they were who they were.
Yeah.
I knew that, I don't want to sound biased here, but if kids in, say, I'll just pick a town, Farmington, right, take a car and go joyriding, it's just joyriding. If your kid or my kid did the same thing, it's grand theft auto.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of culture I had to talk to them about. I had to worry that if they got pulled over driving, that a mere silly traffic stop didn't escalate into them being killed.
Right.
I had to worry about that. And through the grace of God, through unrelenting parenting, I was unrelenting, with them. Like you said, maybe now they've grown up, they're pretty much successes in life. Maybe now they understand Dad.
Yeah.
Dad cared about us. That's why he was tough on us.
Yeah.
I showed love and compassions and hugs and movie night and all that. But no, here's the deal. You got to do this. You got to respect women. Mm-hmm. You have to do that. I just, on my radio show last night, I played a song. You may not know the group. It's the Staple Singers. Mm-hmm. But they have a song, Respect Yourself. And in that song is a line, you curse around women though you don't even know their name. And then you're dumb enough to think that makes you a big old man. I raised them to respect people in general and the women who bring them into the world. Mm-hmm. One line I will never forget, I fancy myself as a little writer. My mother's gone now, but I wrote on a Mother's Day card for her and never knew that she kept it for decades. I wrote, in the miraculous womb where my life began, it was my mother's blood that made me a man. And I never knew that we found it after she, So it's an amazing journey to raise children.
Yes.
We have to worry about things as Black parents that other parents don't.
Yeah.
That's just the reality.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, the Black female gets that burden twice, of worrying and being the focal point of everything. And sometimes you can't keep all the balls in the air.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. Yeah. And it doesn't mean you're weak or you're incompetent or you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It means you have limitations. And you should respect those limitations.
And that is to be human.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking to you about. Yeah. Now, what do you do for a living currently?
Currently, I am a limited licensed mental health counselor for Live Well Brooklyn. So I meet with my clients in Brooklyn. I'm also licensed in Virginia. So I meet with them virtually right now. It's my goal to start incorporating more in-person sessions. I am also the executive producer for the Black Boots Awards here with Mrs. Kelly.
What's the Black Boots Awards?
Oh, the Black Boots Awards is a national celebration for the Black equestrians. And we just put on our first inaugural award show where we honor Black equestrians across the nation. And you were on our show. You were the voice of God.
Yes, right, I was. Yes.
Yes, so I do that. I'm also an artist within my own businesses, and I like to curate therapeutic spaces wherever I go, be that with plant and light therapy or art therapy. I actually have an exhibit going into the Samia Cafe on March 14th. And yeah, I'm a mom. If
people watching wanted to contact you, how would they do that? What do you feel comfortable giving them?
Oh, they can contact me on Instagram, in the Land of Mirrors, @In the Land of Mirrors on Instagram, or email me, thelandofmirrors@gmail.com.
Okay. That's Land of Mirrors,
yes,
with an S,
yes,
@gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay. Danielle Myers-Frierson.
Yes.
If you want to contact this fabulous woman. We're not done yet. What are your goals for the future?
My goals. Well, in Connecticut, I have to go back to school. I need 4 more classes so that I can move my New York licensure to Connecticut.
Okay.
So I have to do that. I really don't want to go back to school, but I have to do it. I want to build a community mural. I would like to get the community to come out and paint with me.
Where would you like this mural to be?
I would like it to be by Westbrook, like that bridge.
Yes.
Between the first brick house and over the train, and then where the new U-Heart thing is. I would like to do that. Or the side of Tebow's Cafe, the old Tebow's Cafe.
Yeah.
I would love to do it there. Those are pillars of my childhood, so I would love to do something there.
You have career aspirations?
Career aspirations are to get all my licensures and be able to see and expand my clientele. I just want to live life, make money, travel with my family, and be able to give scholarships to people and read books. I don't know, ride horses. Yeah, I'm still developing it every day, though.
You are, yes.
Yeah.
Do you feel loved?
Sometimes, but I love myself. So I think that's the part of the journey, really learning to love yourself, and then anything else that comes is just extra and overflow.
So was there a period when you did love yourself?
I think when I was searching for it outside of myself.
What made you change and recognize, hey, I'm good?
I don't know, but I know I am.
Perhaps it was that grace.
Yes, you're right. It absolutely was. When I was 16 years old, but I think I lost it for a little while.
Yes.
And always coming back to it. I think that's the goal in life we should have. Always come back to yourself. And for me, being home back in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yes.
That's the major point of self-care. Like remembering who you are, where you come from, and what raised you. So I think that's the part of it, coming home to myself.
What message would you leave with our viewing audience, those people struggling with emotional and anxiety issues, those people dealing with mental issues, trying to overcome? What message would you leave them?
I would leave them with, don't be afraid to seek therapy. Don't be afraid to, even if you feel like you can't afford it or anything like that, if you're able to go out into your communities and talk to people who you align with, people, be it at church, people, be it at your job or school, there's always somebody going through something. And I think us working together and helping each other just to lighten each other's load a bit, I think that is what we have to do so that we can continue on this journey of life, because it's not just about you. It's not just about me. It's about the collective. So.
Where do you see Danielle in 5 years? Was she what?
Ooh. 5 years. Ooh. I hope to always be experiencing life to the fullest. I hope to have a couple documentaries on my belt and really maybe start winning some awards. I think it's time for me to get an award. I've been working for a while.
Okay, all right.
But even if I don't, I just want the work that I do to be meaningful. And that of all, like just being present for my children and their growth and their development. Like that's just number one. I hope that the career path that I have chosen continues to flourish, and that the work that I'm doing and the work that I'm creating leaves a legacy for my children and for those beyond.
All right. Yeah. That's all the time we have for the second half of my interview with Danielle. Make sure you catch it on Public Access TV and on YouTube. I want to thank Danielle for having the courage to come forward and talk about issues, like she said, that particularly in the Black culture are taboo. I thank her for that courage. Perhaps she can change somebody's mind and therefore change somebody's life for the better. I'm James Ransom Reed Jr. I'm your host of What's Your Story? Everybody has a story. What is yours? Until next time, good night.
Nick Augustino right here at the East Side Restaurant. we always have the complete full dinner menu. Knockwurst, bratwurst, sauerbraten, potato pancakes, red cabbage, rice pudding, cream pies, all the desserts that Germany had to offer. I always do something different. Yes, I do. I brought seafood to the beer garden at the East Side Restaurant. East Side Restaurant, your German destination restaurant in Connecticut. Tiki-taka, hoy, hoy, hoy!